Mark your calendar because on June 12th, SpaceX, the single biggest IPO in Wall Street history, is officially hitting the tape. But as a retail trader, you cannot buy this blindly on day one and hope for the best. You need a blueprint. Today, I'm breaking down my exact three-part game plan for trading the SpaceX IPO, how I'm getting shares early, my income strategy for launch day, and the signals I'm waiting for on my scanners. Plus, something no one else is talking about here, the devastating mistake retail traders are making right now with a copycat stock. So, set your thrusters to warp drive. Let's get going. So, on June 12th, that's a day you want to mark on your calendar. SpaceX is scheduled to go public under the ticker symbol SPCX. Now, it's targeting a $1.5 trillion valuation. Yes, trillion with a T. This is not just a rocket company anymore. It's a powerhouse combining Starlink, global space dominance, and of course, Elon Musk's XAI infrastructure. They're going to roadshow this thing in a few days before the IPO. It's going to bring in a lot of hype. And like I said before, you can't just buy and hope with this one. I'm going to tell you why. Remember Figma? It's down 75% since the IPO last year, closer to 85% if you bought on the market on day one. So let's not trade like meme traders did with Figma last year. Let's approach this like pattern traders using my three-step process. Step one, the IPO. Historically, retail investors were completely locked out of IPOs, typically forced to buy on the pop on the opening market day after big banks had already bid up the price. Not this time, because SpaceX is targeting a historic $75 billion raise. They've earmarked nearly a third of the entire float just for retail investors. So this just isn't for banks and big brokers anymore. Now, Robinhood's IPO access is really become for the everyday retail trader. Everybody has access to this with a Robinhood account. They've made gaining the IPO access the easiest and probably the most frictionless process in the market. So, first of all, there's no account minimums. There's no hidden VIP tiers. You don't have to be gold or anything of that nature. You simply navigate in the app or on the desktop to IPO access. You locate SPCX, and then you decide how much you want to allocate. The pricing will happen on June 11th. The stock begins trading on Friday, June 12th. Now, by utilizing this window, we are aiming to secure our shares at the actual offering price before the public begins and before the market order flow begins to hit the NASDAQ. Step two, I want to create covered calls and turn immediately predictable cash flow on my stock. Now, options on newly listed stocks like SpaceX tend to lag the IPO for about a week, which puts the option launch right around Friday, June 19th. Now, because this is a massive, highly anticipated IPO, guess what? Implied volatility, that's what represents the market's expectation of price swings, is going to be through the roof. High volatility means option premiums will be heavily inflated, and to capitalize on this, my strategy is to act as a covered call writer. That means I want to sell these options. For every 100 shares of SpaceX stock that I secure in the IPO, I want to sell exactly one out of the money call option with an expiration date that's about a month or two from the IPO date. Now, depending on how long your broker makes you hold the stock, you might have to push that back, right? So depending on the restrictions they have, you might have to put that expiration date out just past the restrictions. But either way, you have a plan. And when you sell a covered call, when you sell that contract, you're instantly going to collect a cash payment. That's called a premium. And that goes directly into your brokerage account. Now, also, if you follow my work at Patterns and Profits, then you know I don't trade on guesswork. I trade on repeatable seasonal patterns. And that brings me to part three. I like to call this part, hurry up and wait. All right. So right now, SpaceX is a brand new animal. And I'm not going to guess how this stock is going to behave from day to day, or what's going to happen tomorrow, or 3 weeks from now, or even 3 months from now. I've got to wait at least a year because I need market data. And I need that data to print off just enough to at least know where the volatility is on a low and high basis. Now, as a seasonal trader, I need years of data. So once SPCX establishes its own trading rhythm, then I'm going to run it through our scanners to pinpoint exactly the windows where history will create predictable seasonal patterns. Finally, I'm seeing a massive, painful mistake that's happening in the retail market right now that nobody's talking about. Some traders are frantically buying up shares of copycat Virgin Galactic, ticker symbol SPCE, thinking they're getting a head start on the SpaceX IPO. Interesting, isn't it? This ticker is only one letter off of SpaceX IPO. Now, Virgin's jumped 47% in just the last week. I think that the pump and dump crowd is getting ready for the suckers to come in. And during that IPO, these suckers are going to buy Virgin instead. Take a step back. Look at SPCE in the last 5 years, down 99%. That should tell you all you need to know about this company. The real SpaceX IPO will trade under the ticker SPCX. Buying SPCE right now out of confusion is a recipe for disaster. Don't make the mistake in the frenzy. Make sure your capital is positioned precisely where you intend it to be. The SpaceX IPO is going to rewrite financial history books on June 12th. My three-step plan is designed to take advantage of the stock as an early investor, take advantage of the options IPO as an income seller, and eventually create multi-day opportunities as a pattern trader. Remember this, I'm not a day trader. I'm not a meme trader. I am a rules-based pattern trader. Now, where do you see SpaceX going after IPO day? I would love to hear your comments. Finally, if you want more insights into what we do here at patternsandprofits.com, then come check us out.